Good morning and welcome to my kitchen. Today I would like to prepare for you buttery coconut cookies. Pretty easy to make, doesn't take long, and they are pretty delicious. I had my girlfriend visiting this past week with her man from Chicago, and this is what I made for them. They both enjoyed them very much, and I had to make extra so they can actually take some home back to Chicago. So Sheila, Thomas, have a safe travels. Thank you for visiting. Enjoy those cookies. And thanks to you, this is where the idea of making this recipe came from. Welcome to my kitchen and thank you for watching. And what I need for my buttery coconut cookies is 1 cup of all-purpose flour, which is about 120 grams, 1 stick of butter plus 1 tablespoon, which also should be about 120 grams, 1 1/4 of a cup of shredded coconut flakes, which should be about 90 grams, 2 egg yolks, 2/3 of a cup of sugar, and I have mixed regular sugar with some powdered sugar, because powdered sugar is easier to incorporate, mix together with other ingredients, vanilla extract, 2/3 of a teaspoon of baking powder, and 2 vanilla puddings. I had a girlfriend visiting me from Chicago and she brought me about 30 packages of those puddings. But if I did not have a Polish pudding, I would just use regular pudding from United States. So this doesn't matter. And of course a mixing bowl and a cookie sheet. And this is what I need for my buttery coconut cookies. What I mean by simple is just mix all the ingredients together. So 120 grams of flour, 90 grams of sugar, well, depends how sweet you want the cookies to be. One thing to pay attention to is the coconut flakes. Do the coconut flakes have additional sugar in them or not? Because you can buy them unsweetened and sweetened. So with that, keep in mind, if you're using sweetened coconut flakes, your cookies will be sweeter than when you use unsweetened. And same goes with the pudding. Some of them, like the Polish version, has sugar included already, and some don't. This one actually doesn't have any sugar, and that's what I'm using. I don't like my cookies to be overly sweet. And on the end, I can put powdered sugar on top for those people who like them sweeter. So here, just mix it all up. So 2 packages of pudding, 2 egg yolks, that stick, and 1 tablespoon of butter, a little bit of vanilla extract. I would say I would put 5 drops. If you want to play with your cookies a little bit and change the recipe, you can use more coconut extract instead of the vanilla, or maybe a rum extract. Just try it and see if you like it. And 2/3 of a teaspoon of that baking powder. And just mix it up. Mix it all together until it becomes one solid piece. And after the dough is mixed, then I usually wait about 30 grams for each piece of the cookie. Put it on a baking sheet and then put it in the fridge for 20 minutes. And I will come closer with the camera to show you how the dough looks like. It will be a little sticky because of the amount of butter, but that's what makes it flaky. And this is how it should look like. And now I will measure 30 grams for each cookie and put it on a cookie sheet. In addition, I like to use thick sugar to dip my cookies in before I put them in the fridge. So I have some brown sugar right here, and now I will measure 30 grams for each cookie. So I just make a circle around. While in the oven, it will flatten a little bit, so don't worry about it. Dip it in that sugar and put it in. 30 grams, make a round, flatten just a tiny bit, dip it in that sugar, and on a cookie sheet it goes. You can leave them the way they are, or if you're a chocolate lover, you can melt some chocolate and then put on top of them once they baked. I like them the way they are, so I won't do that. But if you crave something more sweet and fancy, then this is just an idea what you can do in addition to just putting some sugar on top. And my last one. So from this recipe, you will have about 16 to 18 pieces of those cookies. Now, those are ready to go in the fridge. It is time for the cookies to go in the oven, and it is preheated to 345. I actually have 2 batches of them, as I'm going to give some of those as gifts to my neighbors. And with that being said, I have 2 racks, higher and lower. And usually with my ovens that I had, the top part bakes faster and the bottom slower. So halfway, I will rotate the trays. But usually it takes about 15 minutes for the cookies to be ready. So 1 and 2. And cook time, I'll set it to 14 just to double check. Better safe than sorry. It's a new house. This is my second video in a new house, and as a Christmas gift, I finally got my double oven. So I am very excited about that. I will see you when cookies are done. Time to take them out. When you see this nice golden color, that's the indication cookies are ready. Now when you take them out, don't try to pick them up and put it either on a plate or a container that you want to keep them in. Because they are so flaky, so crispy, so delicate, try not to take them out of that tray for at least 15 minutes. Let them cool off first. They might crumble and break. Once 15 minutes passes, then you can put them on a plate or eat them, enjoy them. And one more thing that I would like to mention. Why do I put them in the fridge? Because they have a little bit more butter in them. Butter melts as the cookies go in the oven. So if they are room temperature, well, there is a huge chance those cookies will kind of flatten for you. If the cookies are cold, then the shape is more round. If the cookies are room temperature, they pretty much flatten a little bit for you. So that's the only difference. Enjoy those. I wish you smacznego. Dziękuję. Thank you for watching. Bon appetit, and until next time. I would like to let you know why I am a big fan of using scale instead of the cups. I do put measurements in cups, so it's easier. As you know, I'm from Europe, so everything for me is in grams. And here in United States, any recipes you have is usually in cups. But I want you to pay attention to one thing, so take it as a tip. I learned by mistakes because I've done it before. So I have put together a flour, the same flour, all-purpose flour, into the same measuring cups. Exactly 2 cups in here and exactly 2 cups in here. But I want to measure it using the scale and show you if there is a difference and how much of a difference it can be. So here is the first 2 cups of flour, as you can see, 2 cups. And here is exactly 2 cups. All around, no cheating. And I will turn on, and there's nothing here. My scale, so it's set to 0. Maybe I should show you. So it's set to 0. if you can see. Okay, and I will put the first 2 cups in. And it says it is 248 grams. So now I will take this into a different cup, and it's empty. Put it back. It comes back to 0. And now the other 2 cups. All of it. And this one is 314. So now you can see that 2 cups are not created equal, right? They do not measure on a scale the same. So why is that? Well, it's all about handling the flour. If we are gentle with it, the flour is fluffy, it's light, and then 2 cups, nice fluffy flour. If you handle the flour, shake it, kind of bang it, on the surface somewhere, it loses its volume because it becomes dense. So you keep adding to have exactly 2 cups, right? Well, but it's much more heavier. It's much more flour that you need. So if you ever had a cake and you tried to follow the measurements and directions and the cake wasn't quite the way you hoped, it wasn't as fluffy, it wasn't as delicate, it wasn't as soft, well, maybe because there was too much flour. So it's just a tip, and I hope you will find it helpful to kind of pay attention to how we handle flours. I know how it is when you bake something and you put your heart into it, time into it, and then it doesn't come out the way you hope for. And it's frustrating. So I hope this helps. Thank you for watching. Today we have January 8th, and yes, maybe I should have do a dinner video because there was too much of that. Ugh. So just wait 15 minutes until they cool off, and then you can do. Yeah. Dobra, cicho. Cicho. Eat them, enjoy them, or put them on the plate. All right. Because they have so much butter in them, why do I put them in the fridge? Because if they are cold,